Hello everyone. So, uh, this is my deck. Uh, I have used it. Probably someone of you already knows that I have win the worlds with this deck, and I make this video now to explain better the issues of the deck building and the position and something like that. Of course, the new toys, Kwai and Doomies, and new cards are probably changed a lot the meta and what was expected to the World Tournament, right? So the shoes from me was or blue green for something like big skirmish damage with the new cards, or play Doomies and play safe. I opted to play red-green because I am falling in love with this card. This is Smeoz, because in my opinion this card is what red-green are waiting for, because the red-green aggro, or some similar to aggro, has to play before this last expansion a lot of +2 cards, but a lot of +2 cards probably you lose the consistency of the hero, and you can't play some good cards that, because if you do that, you will lost the damage value with the flip. Smeoz is the solution, because it's a -1, but it's not important for you, that literally can kill a hero. It's a reaction card, so you can play this card, for example, in reaction to an opponent slide or shove or redirect. I don't know, something like that. So when I have built this deck, I say, okay, I need to play Doomies, because Doomies is an hero that can push the lane, win control object, and make some damage with the missile ability. When the hero gains mark on the battlefield, you can shot him with the minions that the Doomies have on it, right? And of course, I have started to play to think about the 3 mana cards, and Tracing Call are the must cards, you know. And a particular choose by me probably is that play a lot of 1 copies cards of 3 mana, but every 3 mana cards I have played, I have really appreciated in the tournament. So for example, Akima's Unstoppable, Top Ball, Dragon Punch, that is very good, with Doomies especially, but it's good in general. And the Doomies and Akimo was my core hero. So if you recount, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3 mana cards in 2 heroes, and 1 in each the other 4 heroes, to guarantee me to have 13 3 mana cards in my final deck. I have built this deck. The first version was with 3 Psychic Shield, and in my final version only play 1, because just because I not attended a lot of Noobton deck of the words. So in the mirror, Psychic Shield is not good. It can be good with lead with Kwai, if you against the Kwai, if you have mark. Of course, it's good if you flip it, you know, it's +3. But in general, it's not a good card. And now red green has access to a lot of very good cards. So I want Exhume because Exhume is a very powerful card, and I want 3 dodge in my main deck. Dodge is in my opinion, the revelation of this tournament. I played dodge before too, but now it's more important because dodge can save you from the enemy Akimozot, from Taunt of Brilvar, from everywhere, everything, right? So it's very good. In the tournament, I have played Kohai with my third hero, so probably there is no game, probably only one, if I remember correctly, that I don't have played Kohai, because it's very important for this deck, in my opinion, go second. In the first version I played with Scourge of Guido, like Matthijs have done in the final match, but at the end I have choose the OG because the standard outsider is very good, because we don't place a lot of pillar in this deck. I don't run Remos Tarot or Storm Barricade, okay? So a worship with the standard outsider can position the pillar for the next round. It's very important for dummies, because can continue to do move, attack and lead, and you already have the pillar. You can draw a card. You need to draw a card because a lot of cards we have in this deck is playable on the first 2 rounds. Expensive Intervention, Exhume, Akimozot on turn 2, so it's very important. And the Quick Shot and Shizlam, Exot and Angers, so I like a lot OG. The standard so is go second, and I opt for Zakoal when there are killing victory cards mixed to push victory cards or only push victory cards. I pick Zakoal my fourth, so I will go with Akimo, Dumis, Kohai and Zakoal. When there are only killing victory cards, I simply change Zakoal with Ogosai, because Ogosai is a 2 armor. Ogosai can make piercing damage with this ability, and I have built Ogosai for killing victory cards, because I run Arena of Flames. Arena of Flames is very good, especially now, because I have thinking about a lot of the new deck run the Rampant Hatred combo or something like that with the new cards, blue-green cards. And if you play Arena of Flames when he declares a skirmish and you cast Arena of Flames, you can't be targeted, so the skirmish speeds on. And the opponent heroes that probably have spent 2 or 3 cards for make the combo stay in the same X of the declaration. If it's all the damage and the movement of the skirmish. So Iron Flames is very good. Strike Terror is another good card, I mean, because can be played against Doomies or all the specialists like Astrida to try to don't let spawn a minion for Astrida or load the minion for Doomies. And it's good against Akimozot too, because if you don't have dodge and you can have the Strike Terror that you can give a -3 to attack, so okay, you will take 2 attack from the enemy Akimo, but with -3 attack point is +6 life to you, right? We have Impervious that we see one on Akimo and one on Kohai is the third Impervious, so In the final deck, with these 4 heroes, we will have 3 dodge, 3 impervious, Arena of Flames, Strike Terror. It's a lot of defensive card on 1 mana. We have 2 Raise the Spirit, Slam, Blazing Edge, that with the 2 on Kwai is the 3 Blazing Edge. Blazing Edge is another very good card, because with Kwai, that with his special attack, is a 4+ piercing damage by 4x distance. Literally don't counter goal, right? Because he can't do nothing. Or yes, he can remove the pillar response. He can try to understand who you will attack and move the heroes before the attack. But if you position Kwai very well, you can attack someone else. So it's very good. Crowing Darkness, it's another defensive. Yeah, I mean, when I have beat Ogosai, I choose the best defensive cards. Probably Slide was very good, but it was another -1. I have already 3 -1 in the deck, and probably I don't want the third. So I choose the Crowing Darkness because its disarm and slow can be very good. Reef. And so a lot of defensive cards. The setup is very aggro, because Akimo, Ogosai, Kwai with 3 Blazing Edge, Doomies that can make piercing damage too. It's very good. What we lost if we don't bring Zakoal? Zakoal has a lot of cards to load the minion, right? For Doomies. So if we run the 4 Kurumo heroes, we will have for killing, but we have to pay attention because we have only 1 Slam and only 1 Dragon Punch to load more than 1 minion to Doomies. So if we have an enemy Doomies, we have to pay attention because he probably will play Quickshot or Slam and he can load 2 minions instead of 1 like 2. So yeah, I mean, I have played this deck and generally it's not a problem. And now on TTS I will show you some very tricky position that I make with this deck. Nelaken. Nelaken is the mascot. I mean, I have tried to build Nelaken in a lot of different way. The first very combo is with 3 Thorn Banners, 3 Vendetta, for make a +10 attack with Mark, with Vendetta, and you will have a 13+ attack, but it's not. I mean, it's not solid. And in a world tournament, I want the solid deck, and I want to play. I want only to play better than my opponent, right? So I have built Nelaken with 2 Grasp of Granite, 3 Volley Zotes, that's very powerful card, 3 Stone Barricade and 1 Topper, but I never have bring Nelaken in this tournament. So probably in the new version I will change Nelaken with another hero and with other cards, and I am thinking about Kichi with the Lure of the Tainted for more piercing damage, for the same reason that Psychic Shield now is not a lot of playable in this meta actually. For this reason, the red-yellow aggro deck is every time funny solution. So for example, if we win the coin flip, every time we choose to go second. Go second is very important for Doomies and Kwai. Generally, the setup that I make is Doomies where is the lane number 1, because in the extreme cases we can go for the Nexus before the lane number 2, right? I usually put your opponent will try to kill Doomies, right? So you need to have Chemos, because you have to defend probably if we bring the enemy Akimo, you will have your Akimo, for example, or I don't know, a Shilavi or Aburat. I put Ogosai here, and with the pushing victory cards, for example, if we have Tactician, Left Breach, and Siege, this is the perfect setup for these 4 heroes, like second player. If there are if there is, for example, Bloodlust instead of what it was Left Breach, is perfect. It's perfect anyway, because Tactician is with Doomies, it's an object that we will reach very easier, because remember the cards of Zakor, right? Every discards can make you 1 point of Tactician at the end of the round, right? Shislam, Quickshot, Xotan Aggregates, Combustion, and Bloodlust with the Akimo's Oath. It's very easy, right? So we can usually I start to go here with Doomies, place a pillar, and attack a minion, right? For example, just for show you how I play without cards, only I play with opposition. If I load here, I go with the Zakoal, I can move, attack, lead, or worship. For if we know that we will let this lane win to your opponent, and we will try to win the dome and the lane with the Doomies, or vice versa, we can try to go here, attack a minion, and lead, right? If your opponent has 1 hero inside the dome, is now the moment to go for Akimo. It's move, skirmish, and attack the enemy heroes. And with Koai, you can choose. You can put here, if your opponent has, for example, don't invest any hero to contrast Doomies, because he thinking about that it's impossible for him to win against Doomies. You can only move, pull a Doomies with attack, and lead. And you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. And you will win here. With Quickshot on Shislam and the lead of 3, you probably win this, and you will win 2 lanes instead of 1. This opening is the most frequent I have done, like second player, and is probably the best I can do. Depends, of course, against who are our opponent, right? Because if they are a lot of aggressive deck, and we will try to use the Koai. Sorry, against the control deck, we will try to use the Koai ability for terrifying for lose the lead, right? It's very important. For example, without against Eric in the semi-final of the World Tournament, it plays the Trakali here. For me, is very easy to do this, right? And put Trakali here, because Akimo was ready to kill Trakali. So depends by the victory cards, depends what the enemy heroes, but this deck with Koai pulling ability at your opponent hero and at your hero, it's very good to win the control token that you want to win, and it's very important. If you are first player, you have to play literally differently, right? Because your opponent will have the last activation, so he can choose how lane he will win, or we will try to win. Another good point can be if there is a Kim on the dome and Doomies, for example, if there is, like this Left Breach, right? Your opponent has killed your 2 minions, and don't put any hero in the left lane because he will try to win the dome. With Kwai you can move mark any hero, and with the mark into the warship you can remove this pillar and place another pillar here, just because in this case when you will count the lane number 1 and you win by 1 because Doomies if he doesn't have any pillar with enemy friendly pillar within 3 and this is 4, you don't lose the minions. And this is so important because on turn 2 you will start with 1 minion in the cards, right? So you will try to finish the breach with the attack the other minion. If you play quick shot and she's them the third minion, and you will have a Doomies that with 4 point value. This is very important. You have to play around this, around to remove the pillar if you don't need the pillar against 3 to win the Doomies. And that's it. This is a very fast explain you the deck, but the deck is very solid. The deck is very good in my opinion, especially exposing intervention with open backlist, but without it's probably good enough in the same way. Let's try the deck, and if you will try the deck, let me know your experience and your suggestion, and we will see again in the next video. Thank you guys, see you.